Hey everyone, First T here. Thanks for checking out this YouTube channel. Congratulations, Collin Morikawa, on winning 2021's WGC-Workday Championship. Here's his post-win virtual press conference interview.
Okay, everyone, we're going to go and get started. I'd like to welcome Collin Morikawa, champion of the WGC-Workday Championship at the concession. Collin, your fourth PGA Tour victory, first WGC victory, but this is the first time you slept on a 54-hole lead and ended up going on to win. Just kind of talk about how big that was to get that as a badge of honor for you being able to get it done.
Oh man, it's so huge. And no matter what anyone says, sleeping on a lead, it has its pressure, has its nerves. But I was excited, to get back in contention, to have a chance to win. It's something that I miss, and obviously I haven't had it for a while, but this is what we love to do. We love to win, and it's a tough thing out here, but it's why. This tournament means so much. It's with how good the field was, how good my game felt. To close it out like this with such, a stacked leaderboard coming after me, it really means a lot.
Perfect. All right, we'll go right into questions. We'll start with Shane Ryan, Golf Digest.
Hey, Collin, congratulations on your big win. Walking with you on the back nine, that looked from the outside like one of the most comfortable victories I've ever seen out here. And I'm sure you're going to correct me, but right down to your playing partner, who was so pleasant and nice the whole time. It just seemed like a pleasant ride, pleasant walk through the afternoon. But what was it like on the inside?
Yeah, I mean, it's never comfortable. You want to get as comfortable as you can, but JJ and I and my coach Rick, we have this formula, just how to get ready and how to focus for these shots and these moments. There's a lot of pressure, a lot at stake heading into those last 9 holes, knowing where you sit. And if you look back at my third round, it wasn't the finish we wanted, and I couldn't have had that today. I needed to stay focused. I needed to stay committed to these shots. And JJ just kept me in the moment. We just kept going on, shot after shot, giving myself some good looks at birdie. And then overall, we were able to just kind of wear out the field that, guys weren't making too many birdies coming down the stretch.
And you mentioned JJ. You seem to have a really perfect relationship with him. You like to talk, it seems like, and you guys have a good thing going where you seem very much on the same wavelength, the same rhythms.
Yeah, you have to be. And I got super lucky having him as a caddy, especially just starting off as a professional, to really get such a good guy. And he's learning and he's getting better. And we're doing it at the same pace, just trying to figure out how do we work well together and mesh well. And you look at all the guys that win, every single week, they have to work really well with their caddies. And it's a tough thing to find, but, I've been very, very lucky to have him on the bag.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go Ryan Lavner, golfchannel.com.
Collin, congrats. You mentioned it was your first time in a while feeling the heat. I'm just curious, is there any sense of complacency after the TGA win? And if so, how did you get over it?
Yeah, there definitely was. It wasn't like, oh man, I should be winning every single week, but it just almost in that kind of fall portion was like, oh, I should be playing good golf, or I should, on my bad days, I should still be contending. That's not the case. These guys are way too good, and I know that. And when I sat down after my last event on the tour, which was the Masters, or even right before the Masters, I sat down with Rick, my coach, and I said, I told him the honest truth that this is just, I got complacent. I was getting lazy. I was getting in the sense of where I didn't want to just be the best every single week. And that doesn't mean I wasn't practicing right. It doesn't mean all this. It was just a mental state of, coming out, being ready to play great golf Thursday through Sunday. So I kind of reset that before the Masters. I was able to work on that throughout December, a couple times on that European tour. And by the time this year started, my game felt really, really good. I just need to put 4 good rounds together.
What was the wake-up call?
What's up? Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Wake-up call.
What was the wake-up call?
What was the wake-up call? Missing a couple cuts, missing the U.S. Open cut, missing Shriner's cut, even though, I know the scores are really low. I don't want to miss cuts. It's just not fun. We like to play weekends, and, no matter what, you look at last week, right? I was grinding to make the cut, and that meant a lot, you could still backdoor a top 10 barely making it on the number some weeks. So, yeah, I like playing 4 days, not 2.
Thanks, Colin.
All right, Doug Ferguson, Associated Press.
Colin, well done there today. Such a big part on 11, and I'm just curious, you mentioned the stack leaderboard coming after you. What kind of sense you had of it? Because the birdie putt on 12 was so big, and I wonder if you could talk about that stretch and also what was it about the shot on 12 that made you go with the fairway metal instead of anything else?
Yeah, huge putts on 11 and 12. I mean, those were ones that really gave me slight separation. I knew there were 2 par 5s for like Brooks. I think I saw Victor and Scotty Scheffler up there. I knew 17, you could definitely make eagle. But the par putt on 11 was huge. And I kind of talked back and forth with JJ about what the play was. I at first wanted to hit a wedge, and we've been practicing this 5-wood kind of bump and run almost, this putt, forever. Ever since I put in a hybrid in 2020 at Phoenix, I've worked on this shot, and I hadn't used it all week, and this was a perfect time to use it. Hit it a little hard, but that putt just, at that point I knew I could make a lot of putts out here if I just kept giving myself chances. 12 was kind of perfect. He mentioned bringing up an iron, and I never saw laying up. I always thought it was going to be driver. If we got a little more wind, it was going to be 3-wood. But talk about, another perfect, just somewhat drivable par 4 for me to hit a nice little cut. And this one was not as good, obviously. I pretty much healed the ball, or healed it with the club. Was able to make that putt. And from there on, just keep putting the pressure. Yes, I wanted 2 more birdies coming down the stretch, but, guys weren't really making birdies, so it wasn't forcing me to keep up with their pace as well.
Lastly, I'm sorry to hear about your grandfather. You've always talked so much about how close your family is. What side is your grandfather, his name, if you don't mind?
Yeah, it was my dad's side. His name was Toshio, Toshio. He's been living with my parents for quite a while now. He lives in our back guest house. He'd always come over to see us and have dinner with us every night that we were home. And we were close. We weren't, the closest, but he still means a lot.
Good, Doug. All right, next we'll go Steve.
Thank you, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Steve DeMaglio, USA Today.
Colin, just to make sure, did you clothing being shipped in,
I'm good.
and what were you going to wear?
Yeah, so Adidas was supposed to send, they did send red shirts. They're not at fault with all the weather stuff and everything. I think it got stuck in Memphis, and we got the tracking number. I was checking it last night. I was checking it this morning. JJ even went down to the distribution center because actually, before all this stuff happened with Tiger, I was going to wear yesterday's outfit for today. But after we found out, some guys wanted to wear red. I wanted to wear red. I had these black pants, worked out perfect, and my agent said, even though the shirt wasn't there, go out and play like Tiger would with the lead. And I think I did.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
All right, Bill Pennington, New York Times. I saw you have your hand raised. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Yesterday you called the 13th hole stupidity at its finest as you played. You had a little bit of an adventure there in that hole today, but how would you term it that today as opposed to yesterday?
Yeah, today was just a bad putt. The reason why I said that yesterday was because I psyched myself out before I even played the hole. And I think that's what I did really well today with hole 7. You look at that pin location on 7, very similar with, bowled off greens, running away from you all around, except one little entry point. And, I didn't want to do that again. And that was the mistake. That's something I learned from yesterday. But, with that pin where it was, I hit a great 5-iron and just hit my putt way too hard. Sometimes you're going to have bad speed, and happened to be that putt. But thankfully that was an eagle putt, and I had a birdie putt, and still hit a good birdie putt, just missed. And I knew where the lead stood. I just had to still hit quality shots, and especially, 14, 15, 16. They're not easy holes. So I just wanted to keep hitting good shots where we were aiming.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do a quick follow-up from Ryan Lavner, golfchannel.com.
Collin, the week before Riviera, when you were practicing at home, where was your concern level with your putting at that point?
I'm always concerned about my putting. I'll be honest. I think I always have. But that's because I've never felt comfortable. I've never felt comfortable, and you guys have all seen it. We all know, just to be able to stroke the putter. So this happened the Thursday right before I left for Riviera, and I left on a Saturday to go to my parents' house, work with Rick for a few days. But this happened on Thursday. I played around with some guys on Thursday, and just out of the blue, I heard about Mark O'Meara using this saw grip about 2 days before. And out of the blue for 18 holes at TPC Summerlin, I was like, let's give it a shot. And I made nothing. Like, I made 0 putts. But for some reason, I couldn't sleep. And it's never happened to me. I've never thought about putting or golf this much in my life because it felt so good. It just felt so different on how I was putting that I knew I was heading down the right path. So I saw Mark on Friday, I believe, at Summit where I practiced in Vegas, and just asked him for 10 minutes. And we were talking for maybe an hour. And, he wasn't giving me tips on how to do it. I was just asking him what he does and why he switched. And I was still very hesitant. Yes, the putting stats were pretty bad at Riviera, but it's because my chipping was also really bad. And I was giving myself 6 to 8 footers, and I think I missed like 10 putts from inside 10 feet. And those were all pretty much 6 to 10 footers. But talk about rolling it online and feeling comfortable downhill, uphill, side hill. I knew I was heading down the right path, and that's why I'm so excited about this because, yes, I'm going to have bad putting weeks here and there, but, overall I feel way more confident, especially like on a putt like on 18, just to really roll the putter and get it rolling down the line.
I think at the PGA, you were first in putting and first approaching the green. Why do you feel more confident, I guess, that this is the solution that you should take moving forward?
Well, because, yes, I've played well and I've putted well in tournaments and I've won, but it wasn't as consistent as I wanted. Some weeks were really good and then some weeks were just awful. And now I feel confident I can take the stroke out of play and I can just really focus on speed. I can focus on the line. How do I get that ball to fall in the hole where I want it? Where before, I even noticed now how I'm aiming. Before, it was almost like a left-right putt. I'd aim a little farther left, and I caught myself last week trying to aim farther left because I'd almost shove it and I'd jab at it. But if I look at all my putts I've hit over the past 2 weeks, I don't think I've had one of those, and that's what's really exciting for me.
Thank you, Tom. Congrats again.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, the last two, we'll do Doug Ferguson who has a follow-up, and then we'll finish with Adam Shupak. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Collin, on the mention of Tiger, he was always so brilliant on Sunday, having the lead and basically not doing anything that brought him back. Everyone had to come catch him. The way you especially controlled your driver today, but mostly your iron play, do you feel confident you can pull that off in those situations because of your game?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be here if I don't. But yeah, absolutely. For the future, I think my iron play has saved me a lot. It's what got me out here. It's what I'm going to keep getting better at, keep working on, because that's the foundation of my game. Hitting tight iron shots, sticking them at the pins, going right at flags when I'm feeling good and I have a good number. That's what kind of keeps it there, and I don't feel anything. I don't feel weird here or there if it's late on a Sunday or early on a Thursday. I just feel as confident as I ever would. So. Yeah, I do feel confident, and this really solidifies and makes me a little more comfortable after sleeping on the lead, knowing that guys are ready to go low today.
All right, we'll finish up. Adam Shupak, Golf Week.
Hey, Collin, I kind of wanted to ask about the putting and Mark O'Meara as well, but do you remember, did you have a relationship with Mark O'Meara prior to this? Because he was kind of the big brother to Tiger when Tiger first came out on tour.
Yeah, no, I mean, not a great relationship, but, I saw him a bunch at Summit and in Vegas, and we've been able to talk a lot here and there, small talk, just talking about little things. It was never about golf. It was really never about golf. So, you know, when I saw him do that and then I went to go try it, you know, it's just like everyone else, like how they're trying to hit the ball farther or hit the ball straighter. You know, they're trying new things on how to get better, and that's what I needed to do. I needed a full reset. I needed to figure out what was going to be a solution, and you know, it just feels awesome.
And what do you remember from the first time you met Tiger?
First time I met Tiger was in the locker room at Zozo in Japan. You know, we have the same agency, so Mark Steinberg was there, and I met him for the quickest, like 20 seconds, just to say hi. And then, you know, I obviously got to play with him at Torrey Pines, but I remember playing with, or, you know, we have these tailor-made shoot days where we get all the media stuff. And that's where I really just got to meet him, talk to him, like just get to know him for a person. Yes, he's Tiger Woods, but to just talk about anything other than golf. Those were some of the coolest moments at those tailor-made shoots that I've done, yeah, the past 2 years now.
Thanks, congrats on the win.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations once again, Collin Morikawa. What are your thoughts on the WGC Workday Championship for 2021? Let me know in the comments section below, and please click on the thumbs up icon if you liked this video. Subscribing to this YouTube channel and sharing the video also helps, and don't forget to click on the notification button for this channel so you won't miss the next First 2T video.